Hi, welcome again. It's a beautiful summer day. It's warm, it's a light breeze, birds are out about. There's some lizards crawling around here eating ants. And I'm standing here in the middle of it, talking to you through a piece of technology. Which one of these things is a mistake? Is it the technology? Is it the lead lizard? It's going to kill the ant? Is it the wind blowing through the trees? Is it me? Is it humanity? Is there a mistake here at all? Well, I got this piece of technology, and if you follow anything about today's current affairs in the news, you know that in this telephone there are minerals which are pretty hard to get by, and often they're get by devious means, often involving children doing hard labor, right? But everybody's got one. Is that a mistake? Hmm. How are we going to measure what a mistake is? Well, I would say a mistake is train's coming. 1 second, please. Maybe the train's a mistake. Interrupting my video. Alright, there it goes. So, which is this telephone that's recording me? Is that a mistake? It looks like it. For the ants, that lizard's a mistake. That lizard is taking their life. It's not working. But now let's take a step back or forward and see everything at the same time. Yeah, it's bad that children have to dig these minerals out of the earth. And we can do better. And I bet you that lizard in some way benefits the rest of the ants, taking away the ants that are not healthy, or when that animal dies, it would become food for the ants. Something, who knows? The wind through the trees stimulates the leaves, makes the leaves stronger. They don't just blow over when the storm comes. So, and the leaves are helping the lizards and the ants. And maybe we'll find out some way through the plants that we can use something from them to better recycle and enhance this mineral we have in our phones. Or maybe we'll find some completely other different way to do it, that we don't need these minerals, and children will no longer have to do it. So all these things can fit together in a very strange way. So the mistake often is not seeing the whole picture, right? So if you want to see the whole picture, you got to look beyond yourself. Okay? So anything we're doing, whether it's in our practice or our daily life, which often is the same thing, that is separating ourselves out from the big picture, I call that a mistake. Yeah, it's an illusion. Okay? So I'm not different than my environment. I am created by it. I am of it. It is me. So why do we feel this need to separate ourselves from other things, or all things, to exalt our own presence? Why are we always looking for more, better, bigger? Yeah, why? Okay, why? That's a good question. So if you want to find out why, it's up to you. I can tell you why I think it's this way. Um, And I am telling you why I think way. The point is that that's just my perspective. One perspective. This tree might have another perspective. Those ants have another perspective. The wind, a third perspective, another perspective. But for you to find out, you have to go into it. And the way to go into it is through your practice. And I would suggest that anytime, regardless whatever practice you have, when you start thinking I, then you should have a little pling, and then look, is that I thing separating myself from the big picture? Okay? As long as you are working towards a harmonious whole, there is no mistake. Okay? We lack things, perhaps we lack insight, or perhaps we don't lack anything. Perhaps we have put things in our way. We've created obstacles. Um, so, as long as you, whenever you hear I, bing, pling, look around inside of you, outside of you, and see if that is including a separation, right? And that's okay to make it separate. The thing is to realize that you're doing it and that the separation is not real, okay? So it's important for me, when I'm talking to you, say, I am talking to you. But you and I are actually just human beings, and human beings are one thing. Or we're life on Earth, that's one thing. Or we're part of the solar system, which is the solar system is one thing. So however you look at it, the universe, all it is. Every separation that we create, it's okay. Don't forget that you have separated it in the start. Okay? So this, whenever you say, I, in Aikido, I am going to throw this person, I am going to learn this technique, you have separated yourself from your partner. You have separated yourself from Aikido. And that's okay. But remember that there is no uke without a naga. There is no person throwing a person if there's nobody being thrown. Your ability to throw another person is totally dependent on that other person. Or pretty damn close to totally. I mean, how are you going to throw a person if they're not there, right? So if you want to learn the techniques, which is a practice, which will lead you to something that you're looking for, whatever that might be, you'll see that you can't separate yourself realistically from what is. And as long as you're doing that, that's what you're going to find out is going to be your mistakes. Some people will say, talk about that attachment. Attachment is a root of suffering, and I totally get what that means. But for me, how can I attach to something that is already there? You know, I'm attached to my heart. I mean, but if I lose my heart, I lose my life. Will I go around having anxieties that I'm going to lose my heart, that I'm going to have a heart attack? I don't. Other things, perhaps. The point being that the separation of things that are actually not separate leads to a disharmony. If I try to possess something which is already part of me, right? The trees. Why can I possess land? You know, the American Indians were quite baffled by this whole idea. How can you own land? You know, how can you own air? You know, it just didn't make any sense to them. They were part of it. It was a part of them. So there's many people that already live this way. You don't have to be a monk in a monastery far away from civilization to be able to experience this unity. Maybe it helps. They have their practice. What's your practice? Whatever your practice is, see if you can integrate it in your everyday life, right? Whatever it is, you know. Okay, you want to practice balance, okay? So how do we practice balance every day? Well, maybe you have to put on your socks, you know, or clean your feet, right? I have balance now. But I'm also conscious of my balance. So I'm practicing balance at the same time I'm cleaning my feet, right? So when you have to empty the dishwasher, you lift something up and you put it away. You're practicing in there. So don't separate your practice from your daily life either, okay? Your time in the dojo is important. It's vital, but it's not the only place to practice. So that would be a mistake, to separate your growth, yourself, from your everyday life from your practice, okay? So integrate them. Integrate your practice in your everyday life. Integrate yourself into all that is, and you will find there are no mistakes, okay? Good luck. Peace.